Welcome back to the second episode of Depression and Anxiety Life Hacks. Last time we talked about emergency coping. Today we'll talk about everyday maintenance. So today is not about coping when things are particularly tough. Today is about coping when things are relatively good. Depression and anxiety come in many shapes and forms, but for many there seem to be bouts of greater struggle and then times when things are not as bad. Still, brainweasels are no docile creatures, and they make pretty awful pets that you need to keep in check even when they are temporarily behaving okay, because they can turn on you very quickly if they aren't properly trained. Plus, while you aren't in acute distress, you can prepare for the next episode of greater struggle and improve your quality of life in general.
Depression and Anxiety Life Hacks Episode 2. Everyday Maintenance.
As always, I am no doctor or specialist. All of these tips come from my own and shared experiences with rowdy packs of brainweasels. These videos are no replacement for professional help, and they aren't supposed to be. Our objective is to show you that you're not alone, and that everything is not hopeless. Fair warning, this will be a long list of many different life hacks. This is not about doing all of these things. We just want to give you a broad scope of options. Try to find just one thing that feels manageable and useful to you right now. One thing to try this week. If it works, maybe add another one next week. If not, drop it again and try something else. You cannot overhaul your entire life at once, and you really don't need to, but you can do just one thing right now. We've sorted these life hacks into 5 different categories. If you don't have the time or brain space to watch this whole video right now, you can jump to the topic that is of most interest to you. I'll give you a moment to decide. All right, I see you're in it for the long haul. Let's get to it.
Part 1. Health.
First, let's talk about overall health. The human body is a pretty complex machine where tiny things can have a huge impact and everything has some kind of influence on everything else. So making sure you're generally healthy is an important first step in taking care of your mind. Go see your doctor. Get a full checkup, get some blood work done. Fixing an iron deficiency or discovering some unknown intolerance probably won't magically make everything perfect, but it should help you have more energy and feel better overall, which will make wrangling brainweasels much easier. This also goes for food. A healthy diet goes a long way in feeling better and being overall healthy. But anyone who's seen depression from the inside knows that maintaining a healthy diet can be pretty difficult when you can barely handle walking to the kitchen. So here's a brainweasely guide for grocery shopping. Frozen fruits and vegetables are your friend. They even come pre-seasoned and microwavable, and a bowl of frozen raspberries is an excellent comfort food. Don't buy what you aren't going to be able to use. Fresh fruits and vegetables are great, but if you don't have the energy right now, don't force it. Do buy what you like and can easily consume, like grapes or baby carrots. Don't buy a giant melon if you're not going to have the energy to cut it up. Fill your pantry with non-perishables, canned goods, cereal, granola bars, pasta, things that you can easily turn into decent meals, but if you end up not having the energy, they won't go bad on you either. Discover your healthy comfort foods. I promise they exist. They may cost a bit more, but as long as you have a little room in your budget, getting things that make you feel better and are reasonably good for you is absolutely worth it. For me, that includes carbonated water, frozen raspberries, and yogurt. Always be prepared for feeling awful. As much as eating healthy is important, you also need to prepare for taking care of struggling you. And eating at all is more important than eating healthy. So do keep around some easy-to-prepare things that you'll be able to make and consume even when you're feeling absolutely terrible. And if that's a tub of ice cream and a few boxes of instant mashed potatoes. Because you need to eat. And in order to live to be 100, you first need to make it to next Tuesday. Drink your liquids. The whole 8 glasses, 2 liters a day thing is a myth, but it is still very true that your body needs plenty of water to function properly and feel good. And again I say, have some tea, because having some tea is never a bad idea. 5-minute workouts. We all know exercise is great for body and soul, but committing to a workout routine is hard, especially when getting out of bed in the morning requires what I'm pretty sure is approximately a marathon's worth of effort sometimes. So I am here to tell you that you do not need to take up running or yoga or get a gym membership. But you do need to move, because it will make you feel better right after and in the long run. I implemented 5-minute workouts where you commit to moving for 5 minutes, and then you are done. So set a timer and run for 5 minutes. Jump around your home, run up and down the stairs, throw yourself a 5-minute dance party in the kitchen in your underwear. If, after those 5 minutes, you want to keep going, then more power to you. 5-minute workouts can be your gateway drug to regular exercise and taking up running and yoga and all that good stuff. But don't worry about that yet. Worry about the next 5 minutes, because that's an amount of time you can handle, control, and commit to. People like to tell you to go outside, and again they are right, because sunlight and fresh air are very good for you. In the absence of sufficient sunlight in the winter months, a light therapy lamp can help a lot.
Part 2. Comfort.
Us Brainweasel folk tend to be very sensitive to the atmosphere around us, so it's important to figure out what environmental factors make you feel worse or better. Try to eliminate and avoid things that don't do you good, and create positive environments for yourself, including comfortable light, sounds, and scents. These things may seem trivial, but they can have a huge impact on your overall well-being. Scent is the sense most deeply connected to emotion. A good smell can do great things for your mood and overall level of comfort. So go exploring in the toiletry aisle and find shampoo, shower gel, and deodorant with smells you like. If enjoyment isn't currently in your realm of possibilities, just rely on aromatherapy wisdom. Citrus scents, bergamot, lavender, basil, and mint are all supposed to help lighten the mood and even lift depression and anxiety a bit. Making your environment comfortable also includes art. Fill your home, your office, your car with things you react positively to. This can be postcards, trinkets, photos, paintings, quotes, printouts of images and articles, and of course books, music, films, and YouTube channels. Anything that reminds you that you are not alone and that the world is not all hopeless bullshit. Comfort is crucial when it comes to what you wear, too. Raid your closet, get rid of stuff that's uncomfortable, that doesn't make you feel good, or that you just plain don't like. Then, budget permitting, get new clothes that are comfortable and make you happy. Budget not permitting, second-hand stores and clothing exchanges are a great place to start, too. Dressing in things you like is a big step toward being and liking yourself, taking care of yourself and advocating for yourself rather than trying to fit expectations and arbitrary ideas of appropriacy. You got out of bed this morning. You deserve to spend your day in fabrics that feel good. All of this also goes for makeup, hairstyle, and all other aspects of appearance. Be comfortable and do whatever feels right for you.
Part 3. Organization.
Feeling comfortable also has a lot to do with your surroundings. Now, there is nothing wrong with a good creative chaos, but most people tend to do better in tidy and uncluttered environments. Cleaning and organizing can be a very daunting task for the brain-weaseled mind, though, especially if the chaos is too large and overwhelming to be manageable. Introducing boxes with lids. Clean up your environment in one single motion, and close the box, relax. Then take out one box at a time to sort through and put away what's in it. Boxes with lids help you break down larger clutter into manageable chunks. Whenever you go through a box, get rid of things you don't need or like anymore. This takes some amount of effort, but cleansing your life of things you don't need or that have unnecessary emotional baggage attached to them will feel really good when it's done. Speaking of lightening your load, designate one specific place for all important paperwork, like bills, legal stuff, etc., to be dealt with as soon as possible. Put all important papers there so they don't disappear in a box or a chaos. Keeping track of important paperwork can be tricky because it's not usually comfortable to begin with, and when you're fighting the brainweasels, you may not have the energy to deal with it. So set up systems to keep things from falling through the cracks. Set up automatic bill pay, create a file folder system to easily sort and keep important paperwork, and then designate just 5 minutes a day to deal with one thing, one form, one bill, so papers don't pile up. Also get a friend to help you, to look over your papers and help you keep track of things when you don't have the brain space. Don't ever be ashamed to ask for help. People who love you will likely be grateful that there's something they can do to make your life a little better. This also goes for people you don't know. Asking for help with things you don't understand or can't handle is much better than avoiding them altogether, and people are usually happy to help when they can.
Part 4. Lifestyle.
Now that we've covered the basics of health, comfort, and organization, it's time to get into lifestyle life hacks and helpful habits. One thing that I found very useful in staying on top of things is the Super Better app. It's a highly customizable mental health app developed by psychologists and other very smart people that essentially turns living with brainweasels into a game. It gives you quests and power-ups, lets you designate your own bad guys and log when you defeated them. There's a lovely TED Talk about it that I highly recommend. I'll include the links in the video description. Meditation and mindfulness calm the brainweasels and help with keeping them under control. There are several good apps, books, and websites that help you learn how to do it and get into the habit. Keeping lists is a great way to get some kind of grip on the uncontrollable mess of life. A to-do list can be oddly calming because once tasks are written down, you don't have to remember everything you need to do and can focus on doing one thing after the other. Multitasking never actually works, and when you're already battling brainweasels, you really need to bundle whatever mind power you have onto the task at hand. To-done lists, which is a concept I adopted from Hannah Hart, are amazing too. Keep track of all the things you have accomplished to shut up the brainweasels when they try to tell you you are worthless. Getting out of bed, taking a shower, or eating a meal can require a huge amount of effort, even though it may not seem that way to normal, healthy people. Keeping a to-done list helps you celebrate your daily victories, however big or small they may be. I am a big fan of the shit list. Keep a list, be it mental or actual, though preferably a bit smaller than this, on which you record everything that is bad, every person that hurt you, everything that makes you feel worse. Adding these people and things to this list is a great way of mentally punishing them without causing any greater stress or fallout, and it helps you put them out of your mind. They have been shitlisted and therefore no longer deserve your attention. You no longer need to care or be angry. They have been marked. You're done. In addition to that, also keep a good list. This list is for all things, people, ideas, etc. that made you smile, that gave you hope, that make life better. This can be an artist you appreciate, or the cheese counter at the grocery store, your neighbor's dog, or the way sand feels between your toes. Anything good goes on the list. When you lose hope and your brain forgets how to process joy, take a look at your good list as empirical proof that joy actually does exist, and that you have felt it, and that you will again. When you can't feel joy, still add things to the list as a way of recording good things you can't currently appreciate but wish you could. That defiant act of accessing positive emotions despite the brainweasels will also help in training your mind to feel good things again. You may have already heard of spoon theory. Spoon theory is originally about living with an autoimmune disease, but it also applies very nicely to mental illness. In short, you only have a limited amount of energy or a limited supply of spoons in a day. Everything you do costs you spoons, including getting out of bed, showering, or preparing food. Particularly stressful tasks, like a meeting with lots of unfamiliar people, may make your spoon supply dwindle even faster. So you need to keep track of your spoons and be careful what you spent them on. I have found that most depressive episodes or anxiety attacks occur whenever I am running out of spoons, when I went over my allowance a few days in a row or committed to more than I have spoons for. Being mindful of your limits helps you maintain relative sanity, and it allows you to focus on things that are truly important by cutting out things that take energy but don't really matter. It's actually the sort of life skill that tends to make people who struggle stronger and more adept at life than those who don't. You are forced to be very aware of yourself, focus your energy, and maintain a good balance.
Part 5. Motivation.
One of the most important lessons of living with brainweasels is to understand that it's hard. We don't have the privilege of merely existing, of being alive by default. We have to fight for it, every day. And there's a lot of power in that. But it also means that we can't afford to just accept an unfulfilling reality and a dull routine. When getting up in the morning requires so much effort, you have to fill your life with meaning. Now that sounds very philosophical and kind of daunting, but it really isn't. Start slowly, with little projects that let you see progress and productivity. This can be anything that feels manageable or even vaguely enjoyable to you, from organizing the pantry to playing a computer game. Keep a daily to-do list and include little tasks such as do 1 load of laundry or do a 5-minute workout. At the end of the day, look at what you've accomplished and be proud of yourself, even if all you did that day was get out of bed, put on pants, and eat some food. You survived today. That alone makes you a Brainweasel productivity rock star. But the fight for meaning doesn't end there. Explore your passions, your interests, the things you like. Find the things that make you burn and then fill your life with them. That won't necessarily be easy, and it may not bring instantaneous relief, but teaching yourself to see meaning and purpose in your life will help tremendously with keeping the brainweasels in line. Getting into film production and working on constitutionelle anarchie has been the best antidepressant I've encountered so far. Doing good work is exhilarating, and it helps significantly in making steady progress toward being happy. Being responsible for things is great. Being responsible for living things is better. It gives your existence a reason beyond your control and a healthy thing to focus on. Dogs are excellent because they love you in the simplest and most complete way possible and give you a clear and enthusiastic reason to get out of bed in the morning and to leave the house and go for walks. Cats are great because their purring is scientifically proven to relax you and make you happy. But even a goldfish, a hamster, or a good herb garden can be a good positive influence on your life and give you more purpose and motivation. As you're filling your life with good things, also clean it of the bad things. You don't have the energy to indulge toxic people, relationships, and situations. Give up responsibility for things that harm more than they help. Burn the bridges that don't lead anywhere good. Clean your life of the bad clutter. You need your spoons for better things. Beyond that, create your own motivation and reward system. I really like the idea of billing unpleasant tasks as therapy. So when you need to spend time with judgmental relatives, doing draining tasks, or generally being in a toxic environment, keep track of your hours. Set yourself a reasonable hourly wage and then pay yourself for that time. By buying yourself that thing that you want, by reinvesting that time into good self-care and passion-chasing activities like going swimming, seeing a concert, or working on a favorite project, or by taking yourself out for an ice cream. Much more simply, I'd like to introduce you to the concept of the fuck it bucket. Keep a bucket or a bowl filled with good candy. This is not for mindless snacking. This is for those moments when you just need to say fuck it, grab a piece of candy, and be done with it for now. This is a very simple little reward mechanism, but I also find it profoundly cleansing. When I need to resort to the bucket, it's because I have done all I can do today, and I am now done. Say fuck it, grab a piece of candy, take a brief rest, move on. What's next? Again and always, remember that you are not alone. The internet is an excellent place for the brainweaseled mind because it's full of people struggling with precisely the same things. Seek them out and make them a part of your life. Personally, I recommend that you look up the bloggers, Will Wheaton, M. Roy, Ali Brosh, Robot Hugs, and a variety of excellent TED Talks. I'm putting all the links of the people who have helped and inspired me in the video description. Please go ahead and share links to people, art, and other things that make your life better in the comments. But while exploring the things that other people who struggle write and create is incredibly useful, remember that you're your own knight in shining armor. You need to be there for yourself, you need to take care of yourself, and you need to forgive yourself for being broken, because every single one of us is broken in one way or the other. I have never met a human who was whole. In the course of overcoming a particularly bad bout of depression, Konstantin asked me to write a letter to myself, to remind future struggling me of what it feels like when the fog lifts and things make sense again. This turned out to be one of the most useful things I ever wrote. I know what my mind looks like from the inside, so I know what I need to be told when I can't see the world through this seemingly impermeable cloud of depression and anxiety better than anyone else ever could. I keep that letter with me, and I have given it to good friends to read to me or make me read when I am falling and they don't know how to help. I periodically write new letters because living with depression and anxiety is a lifelong learning process. You will always discover new struggles and new pain, but you will also discover new things that help and new things that make the struggle worth it. I'm sharing my current letter in a separate video to show you what I mean. I'm including the link at the end of this video and in the video description. I still recommend that you write your own, but maybe mine will help you a little bit already. Again, this has been a very long list of many life hacks and ideas. Don't be overwhelmed. No one expects you to implement them all, or even most of them. Just pick one thing and see how it works for you. If it doesn't help, drop it and try something else. And let me know how it's going. This video isn't about completely overhauling your life. It's about giving you options and ideas to grow, to make progress, to start or keep moving. You can't do it all, but you can do just one thing right now. Please share your experiences and other ideas and life hacks. Also share this video with anyone who may need it or benefit from it. This is about connecting and helping each other.